Hello students, I'm Dr. Ogden, and I'm just making this video to give you a quick tutorial on how to look around through the site. Okay, so when you log in, you should see something kind of like this. It might look a little bit different for me because I'm looking at it from the instructor side, but you'll see things like how to meet me. Maybe you've already clicked there. And so when you click on these, you'll see that it's actually just 2 PDFs, and so these ought to become your best friends. I'd probably print these off and just have these in your notebook if you want. Realize that the schedule is a little bit tentative. I'm going to try to stick to it as much as I can, but there may be some slight changes throughout the semester. And then as we come back to the home page, the next section here called the Learning Objectives. This also should become a page that you are very familiar with. I've also made a doc file of it in case you want to use it for essentially a study guide. Students ask me all the time, is there going to be a study guide? And the answer is yes, it's already there. It's the Learning Objectives list, so that's your study guide for the course. All of the exam questions come directly from, or are questions that are designed to specifically address these learning objectives. So use these learning objectives as essentially your study guide. And you can see as you work down through these, you'll see the different kinds of things that I expect you to know. So you can look at those. Coming back to the home page, this next section called discussion questions, use this. This section is going to be the place where hopefully we interact as a community online. So post your questions about the course, how the course works here, that are not too sensitive, right? So things that are kind of general enough that other students might have the same questions, post those there. That way I can answer them or my TA can answer them. And other students can see the answers to those, so we don't have to maybe answer things multiple times. And also I encourage other students to answer the questions that are posted there. So if someone asks something and you know the answer to it, go ahead and post, and let's just be a very interactive community on the discussion questions. Next is this TA information. That's where you'll find information about the TA and how to contact him. Next is the syllabus quiz. Now this quiz you must take and must get 100% on this quiz, or the rest of the modules will not open up for you. So the rest of the course will stay locked, essentially. So make sure and take that read through the syllabus first, and then once you've read through the syllabus, then take the syllabus quiz and take it until you get a perfect score. If you're still having a problem with one of the questions, go ahead and email me and I can get back to you and help you on maybe where you're going wrong there. But make sure and get 100% on that before you can move forward in the course. There's this intro survey. This I want you to take in the first couple days of the course, kind of before you've learned anything of the content. So take that, and then at the end of the semester we'll also take that survey again, just to see how perceptions and ideas and opinions have changed throughout the semester. I have this additional wikis resource. This is a page that you can add to, and so it's a place where as students find things that help them in their studying and their learning, you can add things to this. It's kind of just barely started, so there's not a lot to it, so please help me if you want to add things. There's no textbook that you have to buy, and so what we have, this is just a link to kind of the main sources that we're going to be using throughout the course, but all of the readings, the specific readings, are actually found within each of the modules. So for example, when we move down into Nature of Science, there'll be these things like this that says read about the nature of science, and you'll click on that and that'll take you right to a place that I specifically want you to read. So the course is organized into these modules, or these sections, these topics, and the first topic is the Introduction to Biology. And each topic has the learning objectives again restated once again at the very beginning, and so those are taken from that learning objectives list. They're just restated again. And then there's explore activities, and typically there's apply activities as well. For the Introduction to Biology, we don't have an apply activity yet, but usually these, let's go down to Nature of Science. This is more typical of what it'll look like. So in the explore activities, you'll read, then you'll watch a video lecture, and then I've provided you with the PowerPoint presentation that I used to make the video lecture. So if you want to, you can download that and you can make notes or do whatever you want with that. I just thought I'd give it to you anyway, but a lot of students don't even really use those. But make sure and do your readings and watch the video lectures. And then you should take the quiz. Okay, so that's the order. Read, watch the lectures, and then take the quiz. And pay attention to the quiz deadlines. I've provided in each section this Nature of Science kind of supplemental learning. So if you felt like you needed more learning, you can click there. Or if you were just really excited about that subject and you want to learn more, then go ahead and click there. So I have some additional resources there, but none of those are required to move on through the course. Then after you've done all of the explore, the read, watching the video, and taking the quiz, then you go down to the apply activities. And here's where it'll be kind of like more homework, if you want to think of it that way. So these are like homework activities. And so for this first section, we have 3 different homework assignments that you would complete, and that they have due dates with them as well. So pay attention, because like these ones, notice they all have the same 3 due dates. So if I were you, I would work ahead. You can work ahead on these assignments. If they're available for you, that's completely fine. Just make sure and turn them in by the due date. So that's the first one. And then in my course, we're going to start with after we do Nature of Science, we'll do the unit of evolution. And then we'll come back and do a unit that looks at, molecules and cells and things like that. Then we'll talk about genetics, and then we'll finally finish off with ecology. But first we'll start with evolution. So same thing. Here you have a bunch of explore activities, and then you have the apply activities. Okay, so essentially you just work your way through these modules of the course, just following the due dates. Over on the left, you can always look at your grades. Here's a direct link to the discussions. If you want to try to contact any of the other students in the course or the TA, you can use the People Lab, and those are the main things that you'll be using as we go through the course. So if you have any other questions, feel free to just email me or post them on the discussion board, and we can get going with this course. I'm excited to do this. It's going to go quick. It's like 7 weeks, 7.5 weeks, so we got to move quickly. So I hope you're ready, and good luck.